The man smashed a glass bottle. He carefully polished the bottom against a rock until it became smooth. Then he heated a plastic bottle over a fire until it softened. He firmly attached the polished glass base to the bottle opening. After that, he cut the bottle apart. He sealed the opening with a piece of rubber, then wrapped the sharp edges with great care. Before long, he had finished making a homemade diving mask. The man could not wait to test it underwater. To his surprise, everything beneath the surface was crystal clear. He could not help grinning. He immediately grabbed his spear and dove into the sea, planning to catch a large fish. Instead, he spotted a sunken boat not far away. The sight of the boat instantly distracted him from fishing. He struggled with all his strength to flip it over, only to discover a huge hole in the bottom. It looked impossible to repair, but the man seemed to come up with an idea. He tossed the spear onto the boat, then risked drowning as he dragged the boat slowly across the seafloor. Before long, he reached his limit and was forced to let go of the boat. He surfaced for air, took a deep breath, and dove down again, then continued pulling the boat toward shore. Several hours later, he finally got it out of the water and dragged it onto the beach with every ounce of strength he had left. When his companions saw what he had done, they rushed over to help. But even though he was completely exhausted, he refused to let either of them come near the boat, then angrily drove them away. The man hauled the boat to the far side of the beach and repaired the damage with materials he had collected. The next day, the boat was somehow seaworthy again. He had even made a sail for it. Seeing this, the young man began to panic. Before being stranded on the island, he had only been a yacht steward. If the wealthy man managed to get rescued, he would surely seek revenge for losing his wife. So the young man woke the woman up. While the wealthy man was out fishing, the two of them worked together to push the boat to the water. Although the wealthy man noticed in time, he was too far away. By the time he reached the shore, the young man and the woman had already boarded the boat. Strangely, the wealthy man showed a mysterious smile. Not long after the boat set off, the woman was horrified to discover water leaking in. She quickly grabbed whatever she could find to plug the hole, but nothing worked. Only then did they realize the wealthy man had never truly repaired the boat. His earlier urgency had all been an act. The boat soon sank beneath the water again, leaving the pair with no choice but to swim back toward the island. Meanwhile, the wealthy man burned down the shelter they had spent so long building and calmly enjoyed roasted fish, showing no concern that they might drown at sea. Sure enough, several hours later, the two managed to swim back through sheer determination. As soon as the wealthy man saw the young man reach shore, he picked up a spear and walked toward him. The young man was stronger and younger, but hours of struggle had completely drained him, leaving him no option except to run. The wealthy man hurled the spear and struck him squarely in the back. He immediately rushed forward and finished him off. The young man died on the spot. Afterward, the wealthy man tied the woman to a post and punished her harshly. The woman realized that her survival depended on him, her eyes filled with regret and pleading. Before long, the wealthy man forgave her betrayal. The two built another shelter by the beach and returned to a peaceful life. However, 6 months later, a fishing boat unexpectedly arrived near the island. The woman sat up in excitement and rushed out of the shelter, begging the fishing family to take her away. Aboard the boat, she eagerly devoured pieces of bread, and the fisherman wrapped her in a blanket. At that moment, the wealthy man surfaced from the sea after fishing. He excitedly waved toward the woman on the boat. When she saw him calling for her, she realized the fisherman had not heard his shouts. The woman then pulled out the lighter he had relied on for survival and remained completely silent. The wealthy man watched helplessly as the fishing boat drifted farther away and fell into total despair. The woman slowly shook her head in quiet mockery, feeling freer than she had in a very long time.